Hey, I'm Trav. Back in 2010, I got hit hard with chronic fatigue syndrome, only 6 months after starting my new personal training business. I've spent the last 8 years researching and experimenting with my body to help get back to my best and beyond. I'm now sharing my story and my strategies with you so you can get back to living the life you love. This is Fixing Clever Trevor.
Just woken up. It's about 6:30. Time to get started with the morning routine. It's a full moon tonight, so one of the strategies I use is this little concoction of oregano oil and the fresh green black walnut wormwood complex, just to kill off the nasties, as they tend to be most active during the full moon. Always magnificent to wake up to this view. So this is a Durand water filter, and it has your regular filter at the top, which filters out your chlorine and all your other foreign particles and stuff, and then down the bottom it has a fluoride filter as well, so getting rid of all the rest of the fluoride. It's nice to have it all in one unit. I did want to get a reverse osmosis unit, but there's a lot of stuffing around involved with that because I'm in a rental house. I can't really install it, and the portable one is just a bit of a nuisance. So this one's actually really good. Got a big capacity. As long as you fill it up, fantastic. Water tastes great as well. So what I'm doing now is preparing my morning coffee, but my coffee is with a twist, so I'm having a coffee enema in the morning, most days of the week at the moment, just to flush out the digestive system. So this is how we do it. Got a measuring jug, I've got some organic coffee in here. I put a tablespoon into there. Boiling water goes in there, and then I will filter it out. So preparing my morning coffee. Now my coffee I'm actually having as an enema. I don't drink coffee, I don't need the energy like that. Caffeine doesn't really affect me in that sort of a way, not that I know of. So measuring jug, got a tablespoon of ground organic coffee in there. I'm going to put 700 ml of water in here, just because that's the amount that I've worked out. Let it sit there for a minute or so. I'll pour it through a filter, and then the solution will be ready to go. So this is just set up, your basic enema kit. Coffee, the rest of the coffee will go in as you go. Cord is there, I've got coconut oil that's going to go onto the end to lube things up. And towel sitting there ready to go. That's where I'm going to be lying down, and then obviously toilet there for a quick getaway. So while the enema is not the most glamorous of things, it is one of the most effective things for getting rid of toxins out of the body. Apparently releasing glutathione, which is great for antioxidants and again boosting the immune system, making everything work better. So many benefits. I also like the one for cleaning out the guts, and I find that this is where I will see the fungus, parasites, any of that sort of foreign bodies coming out and making their exit. Alright, morning smoothie time, and I am actually going to make my afternoon smoothie at the same time just for time efficiency. So this is where we start. I've got some frozen banana pieces, organic blueberries, coconut water, hemp protein, got the Sun Warrior Classic Plus chocolate. That's going to go in the afternoon one. This one tastes really good, but doesn't quite sit with me as well as the plain hemp protein. Got creatine, so that just goes into the morning one. Vitamin green powder. Avocado, tastes beautiful and makes it nice and creamy. gelatin goes in. Psyllium husk. Got a tablespoon of almond meal. Vital Reds. And we've got L-glutamine here as well. So morning and afternoon we have this one. My morning supplements, and I do keep them in one of these things because then I don't have to think about it and go pulling out a whole bunch of bottles all the time. So this one goes in the fridge for later, and this one's going to work with me. I won't eat my smoothie until I get to work because I do have to ride my bike, and it's much better to do exercise when you are exercising and eat when you have enough time for the food to digest. If I have to go and ride my bike on a full stomach, the body will take the energy away from the digestion and put it towards the use of the muscular system, and that means the food just ends up sitting there, and that's not good for anything. Time to go to work. So I'm out of the gym now, and now I'm just going through what I've got to do for the day. So I've got a program to write up, got a few other little jobs to write up. Christina's hard at work getting her stuff written up. Nigel's talking, Adrian's building a coffee machine. Just a regular day at the gym here. So I've just gotten back from having a massage. One of the issues I face is tight muscles all the time due to the fibromyalgia, and I'll do a lot of rolling and stretching and stuff like that. There's only so much I can do until it builds up to a point where I can no longer get in and do the work myself. So there's a Chinese massage place around the corner. They did some deep tissue remedial style massage just to release everything, especially up around my traps and through my neck, which is where I get really tight. I already feel 100 times better, and as that settles down through the rest of the day, I feel even better still. So I'm just going to finish off a little bit of work here, and then it's time to go do a bit of training. So I'm back home after the morning shift at the gym, and time to unpack my stuff, have a cold shower, and then put lunch together. So cold shower is done. It's not a lot of fun, but not too bad when I get off my bike and get straight into the shower, which kind of makes it a little bit of an easier transition. Again, warmer weather works a whole lot better for the cold shower because it's just a whole lot easier, but you build the discipline by doing it when it gets a bit cooler, and that helps too. Now my body tends to run hot, so a cold shower is great for bringing the heat down,
So even though it's not that hot outside, I generally won't wear a shirt inside a lot of the time just to dissipate the heat off my body. So it's time for lunch now, and a little bit boring at the moment because I am just having a smoothie for lunch as well. This is not a regular thing, but while my digestive system is under duress, so it's still recovering from the fungus and parasites and nasty stuff like that, leaving the building and leaving a mess behind them. So while we clean that up, I'm just going liquids through till dinner time, and that puts less strain on the digestive system. I'll get less gas. It's a whole lot easier to digest the food and the nutrients that are going through there. So it's going to be very similar to what I had at breakfast time. It'll just be a little bit of fruit, coconut, water, some pea protein, collagen, I'll throw some water in there and a little bit of avocado, and that's it. So here's the finished product, and this is going to be my lunch. So I'm going to sit down, drink this, watch a little bit of Netflix, and then go and have my lunchtime meditation / nap. And I am looking forward to that. Alright, so time for my nap / meditation. So I don't always sleep during the middle of the day, but I will put a meditation track on and listen to that and just follow along. So this is one from Centerpoint, and it takes you through the 4 different stages of brainwaves till you get down into that deep meditative state. So when you're in this state, you may fall asleep, you may just be in between that stage of being awake and asleep where you're conscious but everything is slowed down to a dramatic rate. Regardless of which way it goes, I end up really well recharged after that. Just before I do that, I go through something called 7 rounds of 7 breathing, which is inhale for 7, hold for 7, exhale for 7, hold for 7, 7 times. And that's just another one that's really good for sort of resetting your system and slowing everything down, getting you back to your breath, and really getting me ready into my meditation. And that's about it. So room's about to go dark. I'm going to get a wet cloth and put that over my face, cool me down and just block out the light a little bit more, and off to dreamland. So with meditation tracks, you should always wear headphones because quite often they're running different frequencies through different ears and different tones, and the whole idea is to be able to have that delivered in the right way. So the other benefit with headphones is it blocks out a lot of that outside noise. So throw your headphones in and go off to dreamland. I'm up from my nap. It was an hour. I'm not sure if I slept or I was just in a really deep meditative state. Either way, I feel a lot better now. An hour is good. A week ago, I was sleeping consistently an hour and a half, and I was out cold and having to drag myself out of bed. The system wasn't as good back then, and it's obviously picked up a little bit now. So all I'm going to do now is I've got a couple extra supplements to take and put my stuff back together, and then jump on the bus and head back into work for the evening shift. Off to catch the bus now, on the way to work. Sun's shining, so I'll stand out in the sun, get a little bit of sunlight going on. And generally I'll listen to a podcast on the way. Today it's going to be Joe Rogan. Other days, Jason Perugia, Anthony DiClemente's Biohackers show is great. I have a few different ones that I tend to rotate through, but getting a little bit of knowledge while I'm in transit really works well. So back in the gym for the afternoon shift, and it is fired up with the 50s music or whatever this is. It's grand, but we do enjoy it. Adrian's quite often bopping his head to it behind the counter, and yeah, I'm gonna get out and talk to some people tonight and see if we can get some new people for personal training. Right, work's over and I am back waiting at the bus stop. I've been shopping, so I've got about 7 kilos of mixed vegetables sitting there, 4 kilos of coconut water and a whole bunch of other supplies in my backpack, and I am ready for dinner, so can't wait. Itching to get some food into me. Okay, dinner time is here, thankfully, because I am absolutely starving, so I have my dinner bowl ready to go. Salmon curry is going to be on the cards for tonight, so I have my salmon sitting there. I've got some coconut oil in the pan, and I'm going to just lightly heat up some of that leek, and from there we'll throw the salmon in, throw some coconut cream on top of that, throw the curry spices and stuff in that, and then the rest is going to be vegetables. So I've got my fermented vegetables that are going to be thrown in there, some tomato, which is looking a little bit worse for wear, a little bit of sweet potato, cucumber, and some coriander, and then I've also got some mixed winter vegetables, so some carrot and some broccoli, cauliflower, green beans. I'm going to grate up a raw carrot as well, and then a few cashews to go in the bottom there as well, and it is going to be amazing. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned sweet potato, but this is not a usual thing in there. I just did a little bit of exercise today, so I'm going to throw a little bit in at night time, and that's it. So I'll show you when it's done. So dinner is done, and I have 3 different types of digestive enzymes which I'm going to throw down the hatch just to help digest that food that's going on. The vegetables are sitting here ready to rock. I've put curry powder and all the different spices that I've wanted to use just straight onto the vegetables. There's a ton of Himalayan salt on there as well. And excuse me. Curry is ready to go. Salmon and vegetables just almost right at the right temperature, and just as well because I'm ready to eat this. Now this is a very large amount of food. Most people probably shouldn't be going anywhere near the quantity of food that I'm eating. My body has a massive calorie demand, so eating a lot of food is just a necessary evil for me. And eating so much in one meal also not the best in most cases, but for me, like I've said before, it's a strategic thing. If I'm having liquids fairly well through till dinner time and one big meal, it's a whole lot easier for my body to just have to digest this meal, which is predominantly vegetables anyway, with the digestive enzymes, than it is to split it up throughout the day. So finished product. Here is my beautiful curry with a whole stack of vegetables, and I can't wait to get stuck into that. So that's going to be me eating probably the next half an hour, possibly longer. Generally I'll sit down and I'll watch some Netflix or something, maybe a movie, and while that is not ideal for digestion, it is just one way that I can actually unwind at the end of the day. And I won't be watching shows all the way through till I go to bed. I'll generally watch something and then start my pre-bed routine, so I've got a bit of wind down time in there as well. So anyway, bon appetit. So it's about 9:15 and I'm getting pretty tired, so I am winding down into my evening routine. So that includes dimming the lights through the house. Most of the lights have actually been turned off now. I've just got a salt lamp going on in my room. I have the brainwave relaxation soundtrack from Spotify. This is fantastic for just putting the brain into that deep meditative state and letting everything wind down. So, other thing I've got is taking my activated charcoal, and I'm just going to brush my teeth, and that's me checking out for the day. Next time on Fixing Clever Trevor, we'll be exploring my battle with Candida, parasites, and all sorts of weird bugs that have been taking up residence in Casa de Trav. You'll learn some of my strategies for fighting and recovering from these nasties and how to cope with the fatigue that comes from the Herx reaction or die-off. I'll discuss the 7 key steps in the fight and recovery process, and don't miss step 6 or 7 or you'll likely suffer more pain than necessary. If you follow this process, you will likely clear a lot of foreign bodies and free up some energy so you can do more of the things you love. Stay tuned.